above and beyond all of that, it was when I spoke to her for the first time about the film. I told her the story. I sent her the script as it was at that stage, and she got it. Not only did she get Ruth and Suretse and the political climate and the challenges they were facing, but she got how this thing needed to live cinematically in order for it to be its best self. And the thing she said to me that really made me feel like she had to be the one was that she said, everything political that happens has to be and can only be part of the film if it propels the love story forward. Therefore, to be directed by her is to be directed by a kindred spirit, is to be directed by someone who you can really lean into, because you know that she's coming from a place of knowledge as opposed to purely creative or purely cerebral. You know, this film has her heart as well. And that's something for me, I'm unashamed about that, about feelings, about emotion, about the desire to have a piece of cinema not only tickle your brain, but your heart. And she's full of heart as a person and as an artist. And so, you know, to be directed by her is to just feel confident that you will be going to scary and creative and sometimes uncharted places in yourself, and that, you know, that's a wonderful and necessitous thing for a film like this. For a long time, you know, Rosamund was one of those people who I just thought had all the qualities you want for Ruth Williams. She has this timeless beauty. She's very evocative of the beauties of the 40s, you know, cinematically speaking. She has a poise and an elegance and a class. It's rooted in elegance. It's rooted in a desire to follow that person, because somehow she manages to combine beauty and intelligence. And that's how I feel about Ruth. You know, she just felt like someone who was unashamed about herself, about who she was, what she believed in, who she was in love with, and why she wanted to be with him. And so you want someone who understands that. And I felt that when I was working with her on Jack Reacher. And when I told her about the story, initially I just sent her some photographs of Ruth and Suretse, and she sent me this email, having been in floods of tears and speaking to her partner, Roby, and saying, I don't know what it is about these two people, but I need to know more. I'm so affected by just these images of them. And she sent me this email expressing that, and I knew she had to be Ruth. She knew she had to be Ruth. And, you know, she and I were actually only talking about this yesterday. She said to me, I'm so emotional about this story because I'm so desirous to get it right. I am in love with these people, these characters, and what they represent, what they stand for, and who they are. And my desire to get this right for them is so keen, and which of course is the case for me. And you know, you can find an actress who's very talented and who can do the role, but when it means as much to her, certainly as much it means to me, I just feel very, very blessed to be partnering with someone who gets it and who's as good as she is, as generous as she is, and someone with whom, you know, the chemistry of us on screen feels like it's working. And again, that's something you just can't plan. Well, my hope is that when people watch the film, whether you're married or not, whether you're in love or not, whether you believe in love or not, that you will see a form of love that is both pure and true. The amazing thing about Ruth and Suretse is that, for me anyway, they embody the best of what love is, which is love is sacrifice. Well, one of the great things I think we address in the film A United Kingdom is how prejudice is not the privilege or it's not something that one group of people does over another. Prejudice is something that is pervasive. You know, we all have prejudices, and this black man and this white woman getting married evoked prejudices within black people and white people, poor people, rich people, politicians, and the public. It's very, very challenging, and I've done a few films like this now, to make films that are about discrimination and prejudice when those discriminations and prejudices still exist within society. And the reason why those films are hard to make is that those prejudices that remain are the real reason those films are struggling to get made, but they are hidden reasons for why the film isn't getting made. And you need to find partners, you need to find people who are determined to cut through all of that and present to the world pieces of art that actually more people want than the gatekeepers of the film industry or people in positions of power want. And our producers on this, Pathé, the BFI, the BBC, you know, everyone who is part of making this film understand that and have come together to defy that. And, you know, my prayer is that the world will receive it in the spirit in which it is made, which is that it's a love letter to love.